Hello everyone, my name is Corbin and this is Plant Basics. In today's video we are going to repot this massive Cymbidium orchid. So what you'll need for this project is a pot, like a new pot for your plant to go into. You will also need a nice fine mixture of bark and perlite. You'll definitely need a knife to take off all of the old pseudo bulbs, and then of course a scissor or a secateurs. And then I also have a bag on the floor in which I'll throw all the dead leaves and the debris as I go along. So let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is just to take off any of the old flower spikes and dead or dying leaves that might have accumulated in between this plant. I'm also going to strip down most of the pseudobulbs, and this will cause like a big mess. So, and the reason why I want to strip down the pseudobulbs is because they are often places where pests will hide, especially scale. They love to go in between these pseudobulbs and infect your plant. So I'm starting with a cleaning process because cleaning the plant once it's been repotted is not always the easiest thing to do. And I'm just going to throw all of this into my bag as I go, just to make things easier. And so this plant has been growing outside underneath a tree, so that's why it's so big and vigorous, because it's obviously gotten a lot of light. And you'll sometimes notice with outside plants, you'll see that there are snails or slugs also in between the leaves, but you know that we'll treat that with some snail bait or slug pellets. And this is actually the ideal time to do this, because the plant has now finished flowering, as you can see with the dead flower spikes, and it'll be pushing up its new growth. And that's a really good time to repot, because the new growth will mean that the new roots will form underneath. So now if you're repotting your orchid, you will be taking off some dead roots and old roots. And then if you place the plant into a new pot with new medium, it means that the plant will have something nice and fresh to grow into. I don't think I'll be dividing this plant, but I'll just take off some of the older pseudobulbs because they can become burdensome on your plant. There's also weeds that often grow in between these plants. This almost looks like foxglove, indigenous foxglove. It's a South African ground cover that can really take over a space. So I'm just going to pull all of those out. So I don't want that growing in my orchids. And actually what I think will help is if I do this. Okay. Okay, now I'm just going to take off some leaves. Okay, now I'm gonna try and get this plant off. I might need to. Okay, if all else fails, you can always put the plant on the ground and then you kind of just shake it around to get it loose. Okay, the pot's off. So now you can see the roots actually don't look that bad. It actually looks very healthy. Okay, I'm just quickly going to tidy up here a bit and then we shall recommence in 2/6. Okay, now we're going to look at planting this plant up. So the main growths on the plant are all on this side. This is the back side of the plant. So I'm going to plant it with this side against the pot and that side looking towards the front. Yeah. Now this pot might still be a bit small, but I like to rather have a pot that's too small than a pot that's too big. What's great about these Cymbidium orchids is that they do so well in a Mediterranean climate because they like to have warm summers and really nice and cool, cold winters. And they also like lots of light. Like my friend who grows these, he grows them in almost full sun, apart from like the midday sun. So they stand underneath palm trees and they get like morning sun, late afternoon sun, and they're only shaded really from the hot afternoon sun. I mean, noon sun, you know, that sun from like 11 until 3 o'clock. What was I going to say now? And they really need the light in order to flower, but they also need something else. And the other thing that they need is they need to have a good day and night temperature difference of at least 10 degrees Celsius in order to produce their flower spikes. And that's really important, and that is why they don't always do well as indoor plants, and why they also don't do well as tropical plants in tropical gardens, because then they're not getting the required day and night temperature difference. Okay, this is too high. Now I know this plant won't be able to be in here for long, but you can always repeat this process again next year. Let me just quickly see something. This is on this side. Yeah, that's fine. And now I'm going to fill in around the plant with my bark and perlite mix. This is really all that it is. It's just bark mixed with perlite. I actually also think this is a green plant, if I remember correctly. And it's funny because these plants just bring back such happy memories from my childhood because good friends of my parents grew these outside in their garden, and they had a beautiful collection of them. And I just remember being a plant enthusiast, how I just always wanted to like know more about them and how they grow. Yeah, just always so curious. And I actually think I got my first Cymbidium when I was still in primary school. There's a big farm close to where I live, where I lived as a child, where they grow these. Okay, everyone, I think that's it for now. I'm gonna place this plant outside on my balcony and give it a nice drink. I'll do a separate video for the propagation, which I will link up on the screen. I'll show you how to plant up these bulbs. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like these, you have to subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye.